Want to share yours, Catherine?
We did the interviews and the focus groups and the analysis across the state.
Start again with the question to remind us all what we're listening for.
Highly effective, effective, and ineffective teachers.
The teacher-principal evaluation systems are in place, and the results from year one, more work needed.
We're in the first year of a full implementation. Principals and teachers are struggling right now to learn the systems.
Teachers, principals, schools, and systems look for common ground and the consistency needed in the evaluation process.
What makes for a strong observation, make sure they're on the same page in terms of even the language they use around how they describe instruction. There's a big learning curve to do effective and high quality work around SLOs.
What would you be telling us? That there's nothing uniform, there's no consistency across the state?
The state has an evaluation model systems use, or they can use their own, provided it's been approved by the state.
We will be working in support of the local jurisdictions as they make their system stronger and stronger. I would love to see a closer correlation, but I also like, especially as we're rolling this out for the first time statewide, the variability that comes with local jurisdictions building their own models and not doing something so prescriptive by the state.
What is we can learn from this first round of information? I think this will probably generate more questions than answers, just like the ratings in the fall generated more questions than answers. I think that's where we are in the process.
As of last year, there was still a lot of work to be done to try and get principals and district leadership to be doing things the same way within the district.
Shouldn't we expect consistency within an LEA?
When you're combining the introduction of the new standards with a new observation framework and a new SLO framework, and you're trying to implement those all at the same time, it comes down to the individual principal to really make sense of that within their building and to be able to integrate all those initiatives and keep everybody on task.
No small task, but Maryland presses on.
I think the fact that we put teams of people around the table this year versus just selected individuals that represented the voices of teachers and principals, that's getting us a bump back in terms of communications and also in consistency of doing the work.
It is a look forward of what we're committing to do for the next 3 years.
Maryland pushes ahead with 4 principles embedded in its work to adhere to federal education law. It transitions to college and career-ready standards, develops systems of differentiated recognition, accountability, and support. It hones and improves teacher and principal evaluations and effectiveness, and it strives to reduce duplication and burden. Data drives the effort, which board member James Gates likens to sat-nav in a car.
One of the great things about GPS is you get lost and you plug in where you want to go, and because it's talking to the satellites, giving them data about where you are, it can then give you directions. And that's kind of what we're talking about in developing a smarter school system here, where the data informs you how to get to where you wish to go.
We had almost 10,000 responses.
A survey of Maryland teachers and principals finds SLOs, student learning objectives, to be meaningful and workable.
To put it in the context, remember it was just about a year ago we were struggling with quality control and trying to figure out how do we do this.
60% of respondents say the process leads to meaningful conversations about how to improve instruction. And 2/3 say they understand now what a quality SLO looks like. SLOs are a significant component of teacher-principal evaluations. In board briefs, PARCC testing starts in Maryland.
I believe that PARCC assessment is more meaningful for students.
Teachers are talking about it.
Since it's a performance-based assessment, it's so much better than multiple choice or tests that everybody's used to.
Maryland wants parents to talk about it too.
We have sponsored 7 webinars for parents that have been very well attended, both in real time with upwards of 100 more people often logging in. And these have been structured around different aspects of the assessment, in structure and thinking skills, social studies, ELA literacy, math.
So instead of the 4th grade didn't do well on math, we can say 4th grade students didn't do well infractions.
PARCC provides a detailed read on student skills.
We've set up a park night for Spanish-speaking parents. We will try and do a similar event for high school parents.
Arts education remains vital.
In a room where student work adorns the walls, the board sanctions a report that underscores the vitality of the arts in the Maryland curriculum. And Belgrove Elementary in Anne Arundel wins recognition as the 2014-15 National Title I Distinguished School for Maryland.
If you walk in our building, you will find that there is an excitement for learning as well as an atmosphere which fosters strong character.
Pretty good. Let's do another one.
This has been News from the Board February, MSDE TV.